Hi everyone! Surprise! Hey Craig, whenever you made the stream, did you do the thing that said that you're going to tell people?
Oh.
Maybe not. So everyone, welcome to Friday night stream. Wait, what? It's not even Friday. It's Thursday. But I'm making an exception this week because one of my good friends is having her birthday celebrations tomorrow. And I thought that seeing as I've been working really hard with the release and the pre-orders and all that fun stuff, I thought that I would actually live a little on a Friday night. Go and see some of my physical friends rather than virtual friends like you guys. So apologies to those of you who are watching on a Friday night and going, oh no, Lesley's not here. But at least this way, you can watch the video on playback if you really, really want to get your Lesley fix. So I'm Lesley from Hungry Heffy Crafts. Hopefully you know who I am. If not, that is who I is, to be fair. And I am going to be playing today with the Heffy Doodle new release. So please give us some shout outs and let me know if there's anything in particular that you want to see in action. I think I'm just going to play because I haven't had a chance to really play an awful lot with this release. And I'm excited to get my fingers all inky and get going. So we're just going to wait a few more minutes to make sure that Craigie boy here is all happy with sound and whatnot. We've got Lisa here. Hey Lisa, I'm pretty sure I packaged up your order today. I'm not sure if it made it to the post yet, but I'm sure it will be going tomorrow if not. And Vay's here. Hey! And Lisa says, what a wonderful surprise. Yay! So hopefully you guys can stick around. I know that during the week it's a little bit more tricky because it's a school night and we all want to get to bed not too late for work or school, etc. the next day. So we'll see how long I make it tonight. Aunt Max is here. Howdy. I did post yours today, your order today, Aunt Max. Woohoo! How are we doing for audio, guys? That's what I want to know. Technically, it's what he wants to know. Come and say hello, friend. Craig's like, I need a haircut. Here, hey, oh. Come on in. Come and say hello. Hello. Peekaboo. Lisa says, hey Craig, yippee, can't wait to get it. Thank you so much. I may get it on Saturday. So what I tend to do with pre-orders is I say they'll post on a certain date. And then with all my pre-orders, I like to actually go through them all, pick them, pack them, make them all pretty. And then I separate them into like USA, Europe and UK. And then the USA ones I tend to send first because they're going to take the longest to get there. And then the UK ones, I know that they'll get them within like a day or two. So that's the whole point of the pre-order, so that you know it'll be shipped at the latest the 11th. But hopefully we always try to get it out a little bit before then. So we've got Alicia here as well. Hey! How are ya? So I had a lot of love for my card that I made last week on the live stream, so thank you for that. Oh, before I forget, release date is on Monday. And we will have a blog hop happening starting over at the Heffy Doodle blog. So please come and join us for that blog hop along the different spots, comment on people's projects, see all the wonderful creations that there are, and you'll get lots of inspiration, I am 100% sure. And leave a comment, and there will be a prize for a random commenter or something like that. All the details will be on the bloggy blog come Monday the 11th. So audio is good. I think that's your cue to maybe make me a cup of tea, please. All right, cool. Guys, is there anything from the new release that you really want to see? I really want to play with tags and bookmarks tonight. So that's on my agenda, but that does mean that if there's any stamp requests, I would be happy to oblige. Happy indeed. So I think it would be really fun to play with the tag along dies, because as is often the way of the Lesley, is that she creates things and there's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot more than meets the eye, but then it's trying to communicate that to everybody. So I have an idea for this little beastie, and I am just going to get cracking and start playing with it. Ooh, is this gonna fit? A little offcut would be perfect. Oh, huzzah! Fabulous. Hey, Vanessa. Hey, how are ya? All right, so this is the tag along die. And you get 2 of these dies, and one is a frame like this, so you'll see that there's a cutting line here and one there, and then one, it has just the cutting line on the outside. So I like to consider that as if you're building up a frame, you have like a base layer and then a frame layer on top. But I want to play with, is this going to fit, or did I cut it too short? Slightly too short, I think. This will work though. I want to play with these and my corgis. So I've got an idea. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't, hey ho. It's normally my philosophy. Oh, I picked the wrong die. Silly sausage. It was this one I wanted to start with. Okay. So I want to create a tag, or at least a thing, whether it ends up being a tag or not, that is a standalone element, or whether it is like an ornament, like or something. Perhaps it might be an ornament. I'm not sure yet. But I want to create a thing that uses these tag along dies. So I need, hey yells. I'm going to have 2 of my base images and 2 of the frames to get us going. All right, one more of these little guys. So guys, tell me what you have been up to this week. Have you been crafting? Have you been purchasing? Tell me a funny story of something that happened this week. All right. While you guys are thinking about that, let's get this out. And Max, you were asked to become a moderator in a Facebook group, I believe. Congratulations. Congrats, my friend. All right, so I have got 2 frames here. And essentially what I'm going to do is create like a shaker tag, but I want the 2 frames to be like this, and I'm going to want acetate on both sides. So the base image now, this die, I'm going to cut out using some acetate. So let's grab some acetate. All I think this will probably work. So I want 2. I'm not sure if I'm going to get 2 out of this. Let's find out, shall we? Trim this little guy down a wee bit. Okay, so we've got 1 piece of acetate here. Let's get another piece. Try to keep on top of my mess tonight. It'll never happen. So Stampers Without Spoons is your group. Well done. Congratulations. That's going to be fun. Aunt Max says, how's Fiskars? So guys, I don't know whether I told you, but Fiskars was really quite ill over Christmas. Did I tell you guys that? So at Christmas time, we got a he got a couple of little things, like a little house thing to scurry in and out of and stuff, and he got that for Christmas. And I don't know, it was probably like 2 days after Christmas. You put in food and he would like pick up a nut, a pumpkin seed, and be like, and like stare off into the distance, and it just wasn't good. I was like, that's not right. And we kept an eye on him for a little bit, and it was like he just couldn't really manage. So I had to speak to a couple of people who were like breeders, and they said check his teeth. And so we had a look at his teeth, and his teeth kind of looked like one was bent in it, like instead of being down like that, one was kind of crooked. So I was a bit concerned, and the guy said, well, feed him some porridge and stuff like this. So we tried to feed him some porridge, but he just didn't really seem interested in anything. And then they said you might need to take him to the vet. But because he is essentially an exotic animal, really you should take him to an exotic vet specialist. And we don't have one anywhere near us. But we took him to the regular vet, and they tried to look at his teeth. And also he had like a bit of gunk in his eye. So they said, we'll give him some antibiotics, but if you want us to take a good proper look at his teeth and maybe like file down the back ones, then we'll need to put him under and under anesthetic. But with little creatures like that, they're so small that it's really quite risky. So we spoke to a breeder, and the breeder said, well, give him the antibiotics, because if he's got a problem with his eye, at least the antibiotics will help clear that up. And if it's anything else, then the antibiotics will probably help it. But as for his teeth, like kind of wait and see how it goes with the antibiotics. So we did that, and that his antibiotics started like a few days before I went to Creativation. I'm going to stick this on here now. I'm going to get my head in here. Ta-da! So it was a bit scary because I was like, bye family, bye Piper, bye Fiskars, don't die. And yeah, that's pretty much how it felt, which is so sad. And I was really worried about him, but Craig gave him his antibiotics, and we kept speaking to the breeder, and he just seemed to kind of come back. And we had to like crack all the nuts out of the shells and like peel them for him, look after him that way. And he got really skinny, and his tail, which is supposed to be like fat like this, became like this withered little, I don't know, little thing. It just looks so sad. But after the antibiotics and I came home, he seemed to be doing a lot better, and he was running on his wheel again and seemed a lot happier. So that was good. So I think he's back on track, but we had Jasper here. So Jasper, who we were dog sitting, we had Jasper here, and I don't think he really cared for Jasper. Hey-ho. Yael says, I've made a few cards as family birthdays are January and Feb. I've also been practicing with watercolors as I enjoy drawing flowers, etc. Nice. You can do some more with my watercolors. All right. So I've added acetate to both of these. And they're going to go back to back like this. So it's like a little shaker, but I want to create a layer with some grass in the middle, I think. So I've grabbed my grassy lass, and find one that I think will work nicely. I think that works nicely. I'm going to stick two of these together with a little bit of Heffy mammoth tape. Like this. And then create now I've got two layers here. So I'm going to pass it through the old machine, probably twice. So I'll bring it through and then back again. Because with two layers on a wafer thin die is not as easy to do, and it's a thick card. See? Okay, that one's good. I'll take a slide out that top one and then run this one through again. Oh, Craig's hair scared me. You made me jump, love. Cup of tea, thank you. Thank you. All right. Merci. Okie dokie. Oakley dokley. So we've got two of these grassy bits here that are back to back. And this is actually going to go in the middle here, like this. Now, sip of my tea in Craig's Fable mug. Vanessa says, Fishers, it's Fiskars. It's actually the name of my scissors. You can't see, it's not focusing. Fiskars. Fiskars. Because these are my favorite scissors. Yes, I'm a geek. Proud of it. Lorraine says, are you busy tomorrow? On steroids after chemo yesterday, so full of steam today, but still haven't got my crafting mojo back. Oh, you poor thing. Yes, I'm busy tomorrow. One of my friends she's a school mom, and she's actually pregnant at the moment. Are you gonna fit? No. See if I can get a different one. But she is having a birthday celebration at her house, and I didn't get to go to the last one. I can't even remember when it was, but I thought, you know what? Yeah, I would like to actually See my friends. Because I have a habit to overwork. So I've got some double-sided sticky foam sheets here. So it is an A4 sheet of foam that has adhesive on the front and on the back. And I'm going to use this with my tag. It's going to help me build up my layers. And let's see if I can position this nicely. There is another night in March that I'm going to have to probably do a Thursday night instead of a Friday night because my mummy and daddy are coming to visit. Yay! Maybe we should do a live crafting stream with my mummy. She would never do it. She would never ever do it. Bless her. Okay, so I've got a frame and a bit of foam. And I'm going to ink this up in some green and add my grass to it. So let's grab my wonderful mat, my wonderful magic mat. Who's Matt? Craig's a magic one. Are you gonna fit? Please fit. I think you will fit. Hey, snowy splodges. I also packed your pre-order up today because I remember packing it up and then I read the comments and you'd said from Snowy Splodge. I was like, that's who you are, because of course your order had your real name on it, which I don't think I'd ever passed a mark on before. Thank you for your pre-order. On its way. All right, so let's get this one. This one's sorted. We'll do that. So these I keep because they're great for die cutting with like critter dies and things like that. So I definitely keep them, or raising up a platform. But let's get these little guys inky, 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 inky. Let's go for some twisted citron first of all, and then of course Modelon, because it is indeed a Modelon. Just make sure I've got them both the right way around. You see, have I? So that goes like that. So on this side and this side. So this is Twisted Citron. It's a little neon, but we'll tone that down. Don't worry, don't worry. And we'll blend some ink on here. What tape are you using to hold the dies? I'm using Heffy memo tape, of course. This is a low tack memo tape, a bit like a post-it note tape or something similar. And that's what I have been using for years. And then I got it for Heffy Doodle. And I love it. And I think we are taking over the world. There's been I think we might have sold out, or there's maybe like 1 or 2 left in the shop, I'm not sure, that a lot of people have been adding it with their orders. I think because Jennifer McGuire mentioned it in her favorite crafty things video. There we go, I made it. So we've had a lot of interest in it, which is amazing. Thanks, Jennifer. Whoop, whoop. Let's get a little Modelon on the go. I also use it frequently to keep my fingers out of the way, out of my ink. Yay, so excited. I'm sitting here trying to comfort a crying baby. Is it your baby? Tell me about your baby. Per babies. Right, because I did two, you can kind of see the edge, the indentation of where the die was. Because I did two pieces of layers of card at once. That's okay, it doesn't really bother me that much. Let's add some ink to this one too. All right, that'll do the trick. I'm pleased you're on tonight because I have a feel I'm going to be awake for a long time. Oh, I wonder if is baby Pearly. I think I should get some of these mats for the shop because I love them and I think they're a great size and I love that they're white. Just love it, I do. Did you purchase the foam with the sticky on each side or did you put this on yourself? I purchased it. I'll need to find the link though because it was a long time ago. I bought a packet, you can probably see here. I bought a packet of like, I think there might have been 10 sheets. So I would say it was quite expensive because it was 10 sheets. But there's different thicknesses, so you might not be able to see very well, but some of them are like super thin, like this. Some are quite thin like this, and then it gets thicker. And then this one is like 3 mil or something. Yeah. Look at all my per nails, all my packing orders and packing like retail orders and packing pre-orders and things like that. Like, look, this is the only, like, it's like last man standing. So sad for me. And some of them have gone like right down to the quick. So sad. Happens. Have you used the same thickness for the tag? So this one here is, I would say 2 mil. I think that the thicknesses are probably 1 mil, 2 mil, and 3 mil. This looks like a 2 mil. And so I've put a frame and using this die. And then I put some acetate using the top die. And then I use the frame for the foam. And then I've got another layer over here, identical. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sandwich this one in here like this. Oh, pretty. And then this one's going to go in the back like that. That's the idea anyway. We'll stick them together actually. We'll probably do that now. And then I'm going to use my Oh Crumbs stamp set to stamp the back to front dog. I don't really know, what's the best way to describe that? Do you know what I mean? The back to front dog, I'll show you what I mean. This is the O'Crum. So this is the dog at the front, and then this is the dog at the back. So that's what I mean by the back to front dog. But when I say back to front dog, I always, like, I don't think it's quite right. I always think of, do you remember Raggy Dolls? Or was this a UK thing? I always start on a little nostalgia journey and then realize that you guys have no idea because you're from all over the world. So there was this TV program whenever I was young called Raggy Dolls, and it would go, Raggy Dolls, dolls like you and me. That's my memory of it anyway. It probably sounded nothing like that, as is often the way. Anyway, and you in the opening credits, it would be like an assembly line or a conveyor belt. That's the word I'm looking for, a conveyor belt. And with all these dolls being made, and then essentially it was like the rejects, and and Lisa says, I used to love watching that. I loved Sad Sack. So all the rejected dolls, I guess got put in some sort of a reject bin or something. Anyway, the whole story and premise was, was that these, I guess they got up to adventures and things. But one of them, was he called back to front? But like the head was back to front. So it's funny. You need to look it up. All right. So we are going to stamp and color these little cutie patooties, which you have to say because you can see his little butt. Gonna use my fave, Memento. Create a little space here. Create some space, Lesley. Snowy Splodges says, yes, is your baby. Congratulations. She is 7 weeks old. Oh my gosh, so tiny. And really hates this time of night. Oh, poor baby. Just get baby used to my voice, and then I can sing it Raggy Doll theme tunes. Put little baby off to sleep. Please can we know the name of your baby? I would really like that. So in case you're unfamiliar with corgis, corgis are famous for their sploots. Now I was typing up my little description of all the stamp sets, and I was talking about these stamps and how you can create a sploot. And I think Craig pretty much thought I had a typo or something in there. He was like, what is a sploot? To which I responded, Google it. Because I was trying to figure out what it was called when they lie like that. Essentially the 2 paws forward and 2 paws back. And I was trying to figure out what to call it, and somebody mentioned it was a sploot. And I was like, that's just like the perfect name for it. So I was happy. And it's a real thing. They invented a name for it, a sploot. He had to do everything backwards to get it right. Yes, love it. Back to front doll is correct. Good. I always wonder because sometimes I think your brain thinks they remember something, but in actual fact, it's completely wrong. Okay, I'm going to be using my tri-blends again. So those who were here with me last week will know that I got these little beauties at Creativation. And last week was the first time that I actually tried them out. And essentially, just to run through what it is again in case you missed it, you get a pen like this. And there's actually 3 colors. You have one over here. If I do this, it makes it easier. One over here, which is the lightest tone, a mid-tone, and then a dark tone here. And it makes coloring and shading really easy in regards to the fact that you don't have to then choose different colors. I think of course you could mix and match them if you really wanted to. For example, I could use this with the tan blend that's over here. I'm sure that would be absolutely fine. But so far, I'm really enjoying these. I've only used them last week and this week. I've not had a chance to craft at all during the week. Standard. So you've seen me using them, but so far I'm really enjoying them. And you know what I really like about them is that the nib is harder and thinner than a Copic. Can you see there? So it's easier to get in there. And you can kind of blend nicely because you can scrub at them a little bit, which I like. Oh, Imogen. Hi, Imogen. Poor little girl trying to go to sleeps. All right, so we're going to color in some more of said corgi. Mr. Splootbottom. As he will be called. And this is going to be the stereotypical Pembrokeshire Welsh corgi, not the cardigan corgi, which has got sort of browns and dark browns and blacks. This is like your standard Queen's corgi that we've got going on over here. So I'm using this, which is the gold brown blend, which I think works really well. Now this is the back of his head. So my ears are the same color, but can you see how this comes up at the back? So different corgis have different markings, so it really depends on how you want to draw it or color it. So I'm just going to bring this down a little bit, maybe in a V. There we go, get my light on the go, blend out those edges. And add a couple of dark tones. Oh, my stomach is growling. I don't possibly know how my stomach can be growling because we had like a massive lunch today. We went out to look at like garden shed things because I am seriously struggling with the amount of boxes around this house. And yeah, so we're going to look at like sheds that could possibly be turned into a craft room and maybe use this as a storage room. And the place where we went to had this like carvery lunch. I was like, oh, don't mind if I do. So some questions there about the tri-blend, pardon me. They're from a company called Spectrum Noir. Yes, and I don't think they're out just quite yet. I think they're on their way. Let's see. Fair Skin Blend. Interesting. Okay. Okay, I like it. This is Lesley color because she's got pale skin, although I'm a bit red tonight. Pale skin for my Irish skin. I'm going to use some of this sort of pinky tone for inside the ears and the tongue. And how about my grey brown blend? Let's see what they've got going on here. Where's my light one? The light's still quite dark for like little shading and things. So I think I'm going to come in with my, I think I kind of want my W's. I have no idea where they are. Oh, I think they're in my bag actually. Okay, we'll just have to make do with these. So this is Cool Grey. So I'm just going to come in with a little bit of Cool Grey where I want my white area to be. The Cool Grey just kind of creates a shadow which helps it look like it's painted white rather than it's been accidentally omitted when somebody was colouring. Does that make sense? And then you can blend it out with a clear marker. That works quite well. All right. Add a little bit more pink here. And then I don't know about his blooper. Do we want a black blooper? Let's go for W7 because it's right here and I'm lazy. And I'll leave a little white mark. You probably can't even see very much. A little white mark there, just as a little shiny on his nose. Oh, I think he's so cute. Don't you? All right, so here's where the magic all kind of happens. That kind of gets lost in translation a little bit. And Lorraine says, I've put a link up with the image of the raggy dolls you can find back to front. Awesome! If it lets you put up a link, sometimes it stops you from doing them. Lorraine says, corgis have black noses. Yes, thank you. All right, so this one you can see has not even been played with. It's still intact. Let's get these snipped apart. Raggy dolls, dolls like you and me. Just gonna go ahead and take off those little danger zones. And then one more here. Okay. If you don't have a pair of metal snips, I would tell you to go buy them because I used to just bend them apart, and I was like, I'm not spending money on metal snips. No, 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 sorry, I can do that myself, no problemo. And then I just bought some because I think it was somewhere, and I had money to burn, you know. And I was like, I'm at a craft shop, I want to spend money, but I can't see anything I want. You know what? I'll buy the snips. See what everybody's talking about. And I was like, oh yeah. Vanessa shares a fantastic tip. I cut my danger zones into a wet wipe as I find they ping everywhere. Excellent tip. Absolutely they do. And sometimes a whole die pings somewhere. Okay, so this is what I want to talk to you about. And I might have mentioned it last week. Is that these two stamp images go back to back like this. Boom. They're not symmetrical. So the left is slightly different from the right, as you can probably tell, but the dies look really similar whenever they're just sitting on your table. So what we've done, what I've done, is up here, there is a little notch right there. And down here at the bottom, there is a little notch at the bottom. So this has a notch at the head, near his ears, and this one has the notch at the bottom. Zoom in, can you see? Notch at the bottom, notch at his head. The notch at his head is for his face. The notch at the bottom is for his bottom. Do you get it? Yes, you do, because you're smart. And hopefully that will help everybody position your dies perfectly. And you'll get excellent results. Let's cut out these cutie patooties. I think every time I use the corgis, I'm going to say cutie patootie. Maybe we should have called the stamp set cutie patootie instead of crumbs. Leslie, how many markers come in the tri-blend marker kit? So I looked this up after last week's adventures in my life crafting. Now my kit had 24, I do believe. I literally just folded up the box. Yeah, mine has 24. Oh, in fact, it's got a handy little colour chart as well. Maybe I should cut that out before I start throwing it away. I did notice on the Spectrum Noir website that you can buy pens individually. So you can buy it in a pack, or you can buy them individually if you want to do that. So this little guy will go like this. So he's got a front, and then he's got a back end as well. Got a butt. What I want to do is in here, we're going to have our grass, but Mr. Corgi is going to be lying on the grass like this. Can you see? So one half is going to be in front of the grass like this, and then the other half is going to be behind the grass like that. So we can see from both sides that we have got a corgi in his little sploot position. Now, what I need to figure out is what else is going to go in here. So so I can figure out whether I want him right dead in the center, or whether we want to leave room for sentiment, etc. And in here, this is the Rescue Dog set. So the Rescue Dog set is an exclusive. So you won't find it to buy in the Heffy Doodle store, and you won't find it to buy in any other retailer. Not yet, anyway. The only way that you can get your hands on the Rescue Dog stamp set and die set is by pre-ordering through Heffy Doodle. So at the moment we have our pre-orders open. They're open until the 11th, which is Monday. And if you place an order, or a pre-order should I say, because the reason it's pre-order is technically the release it's not released until Monday. Even though I've been sneaky and been posting some early. It's because I love you. So yes, the pre-orders run until Monday, and any pre-order that contains at least one item from the newest release will include a Rescue Dogs stamp set. And if that order is over £45, you'll also get the Rescue Dogs dies as well. Now, don't fear if you end up getting the stamp but not the dies, because in a few months, whenever we have our following release, Rescue Dogs will form part of the standard catalogue and you'll be able to buy it. So there you go. The card maker, yay! I love your colouring, thanks! All right, let's colour these little guys in as well. Probably want a light yellow blend. Let's try a light yellow blend for our tennis ball. Although we had some tennis balls specifically for dogs and they were like multicolored. There was a pack of them, pack of like 5 balls, and there was red and pink and everything, so that was fun. Oh, this one's really juicy. Oh, I'm doing it the wrong way around, am I? Light and then dark. There we go. And then for food, I'm gonna give him some dog food, some meat. That's the dark. Now this stamp, this image is not symmetrical as far as I'm aware. Could be for all I know. I just drew it. Don't ask me questions like that. Yay. And add a couple little dots using the dark one, just to kind of look like kibble or something. And then I think I might make this red. This is quite a pinky colour at the moment. But we'll darken it out in, oh, I think that's the only problem. I keep picking up the dark thinking that it's, maybe I should get in the habit of putting all the dark ones at the top. That would be a good habit to have. All right. Pale pink blend. Give that a go. The card maker. Hey, the card maker, what's your name? You said you got an email that your pre-order's on your way. Yay! All right, so I've used 3 different markers with that, and I still get quite a nice blend with it. Certainly no issues that I can see, so that's good. Boop. Now I'll need to pass this through twice. Because I've stamped it twice, obviously. So 1 for you. And 1 for you. Daisies, says Yells Yells, or wildflowers. Oh yes, we've got flowers. We've got flowers in the no matter what stamp set. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to take off my zipper. I'm getting a bit toasty warm. Okay, I'm gonna have to strip. Please excuse the non-ironed t-shirt. But I work from home, so ironing doesn't happen. Plus, I think ironing is like seriously a waste of everyone's time. And I'm like, just have that extra 40 minutes in bed every week, you know? Craft with that extra 40 minutes. I think that one's dead. What time is it there? It is just 10 o'clock, just 1 minute away from 10 p.m. over here in the UK. What time is it with you guys? Wherever you may be. Put down the time and your state or location, country, in the comments so we can know where you all are. I always love that. All right. Pop you there. And you there. Okay, let's see what we're like. So we've got this and this, like so. We can maybe even put it more central. And then he's got some. So one way to kind of give you that look is by putting something in front of the other thing. So when, oh, it likes the static jump. Whenever you do it the other way around, I need to put my tennis ball down first and then put this on top of it like this. So you have that that idea of the tennis ball is closer to the front and the food is slightly behind it. So I kind of like that. So we're going to go for something like this. Let me get my glue so I can stick it down. Lorraine's in Yorkshire. Yay! 10 p.m. There's me. Aunt Max is 2 p.m. PST on the west coast of the US of A. Wendy is in Florida. Awesome. Ah, Elana, yes. In, I don't know, was it America? Or was it Italy or something? Yay! Vanessa's in West Wales, so 10 p.m. as well. Oh, I can't get this little guy. There he is. I'm just going to use some wet glue for this one, or for all these actually. There we go. And then if I need to put this one down first on the other side. So it's like that, which would be like this. It does not have to be perfect. Of course. Let's add this one too. Nice. All right. Whoop, whoop. So this guy is going to go on here like this. Of course, I haven't measured enough room for my border. I think that's loads of room. So at the moment he's jumping up because the static is like pulling him up. So we need to fix that by sticking him down. Sticking his little floofy bum all the way down. But I want to make sure he's not too tall. So we're going to go for about there. So put glue on him like this. And then I'm just going to put glue on all over this guy. So the glue at the top of this guy's head will attach to the back of this guy's head. And then the glue at this guy's feet will adhere to the grass. Oh, I just thought of something else exciting that happened this week. We've had some more retailers join the Heffy Doodle family, as it were, and since Creativation, and I was contacted by a lady, and her address said Hampshire, and I live in Hampshire. So I was super excited. So I was like, my first proper local person. And then when I packed up the order, I said to her, this is what it's going to be to ship it, but if you want, you can come and pick it up. And she was like, yeah, I'll come pick it up. So yesterday we had our first collection. So our retail partner who came to collect their order, which is really cool. It probably sounds like, yeah, so, but for me, it's like, woo, marathon, whoop, whoop, whoop. Ah, Alana is in Florida. Florida! So I was super chuffed with that. So I've taken this other side. I need to stick this on here. Local crafters are great. I know. So I said to her, we'll need to do a special, like come craft with me, special edition with a guest. Wouldn't that be so fun? Seeing as she's so local. All right. So this is going to go on here like this. And this is going to go on here like this. So we have this cute pooch at both ends. Oh, he's just so cute. I've not stuck down the grass, obviously. So, and the reason I've done that is because I'm contemplating whether I put a sentiment or something in there. Now, what do you think? Do you think we should add some seed beads or something so that it can kind of roll around? That might be fun. Do you think? Adorbs, says Aunt Max. Let me see what sentiments I've got. Just looking through my little sentiments. Might have to go back to the old what you saying or something like that. Let's have a mooch through. Do you know what would be perfect? Is in my when I pack orders, normally I put in a little free stamp set. It's just a text, it's just some words, and they're smaller, so they would be perfect for this, but I don't think I have it anywhere here. So we've got, I hope your day is awesome, or just that you're the best. Hope your day is awesome, you're the best. Or we could have both. I don't know if that's going to fit. Hope your day is awesome. And then you're the best is over here. You could just put you're the best. You know, I actually think maybe I have a bad feeling about it. So I think if I do that, I'm going to do it wonky. So I'm going to just stick this down as is. Let's see which side I want to be the front. This has got a little mark on it. That looks like it's got a permanent mark on it. I must have damaged it somewhere. That'll have to be his butt side, even though you can see all the way through, so you're going to be able to see it anyway. C'est la vie! Alright. And because I used that frame to cut my grass, we'll go the whole way around like this. Now I can put some seed beads in here. They will go on the front and on the back. So let's see what we've got. Oh, okay. These here are tiny little beads. These ones are green. These ones are tiny sequins. That might work. Need to get some sort of a device to pull it out. It's not quite the right tone. But they are cute. They're tiny. And I have some white with a bit of a pinky tinge to it. Aunt Max said, wish she had a tiara. Do you mean the corgi? Because the stamp set has got like a crown thing. Which is fun. And we need to bear in mind that these will fall in the front and in the back. I think that's fine. Now these are micro beads, these little guys. So in true Lesley style, I'm just going to completely stack this full. Why skimp now? All right. So the only thing is I've got a love heart here. You are not welcome here, my darling. There we go. All right. This is the part where I try not to mess it up. Hold your breath for me, please, everyone. All right, so give that a good smoosh, front and back. See if all the adhesive will work. So some of my shakies have stuck to the edges, but I'm fine. That's kind of why I stack it full, because I kind of assume that that's going to happen. But I am loving this. You can shake it to the front, shake it to the back. I think it's really fun. And the other thing about these tag along dies, I'm not sure if you noticed, is that you get these two dies here as well. So let me grab some like pattern paper or something. And what you're able to do is create your own like confetti. Oops, sorry, Alexa. And you can use these with pattern paper or offcuts, or you can use it on like inked pieces. And you'll get a selection of confetti in the two different sizes that you can then put inside your shaker if you're doing a shaker. If I was doing this, I would always make sure that I have color on both sides, because I think that would give you the best results. You can, of course, just use these in a card. You know, sometimes you get like, or on a table, you get like table confetti. If you're at a party or something. we've got a card to send. So whenever they open the card, some of the confetti pops out. I reckon some people will absolutely hate that, don't you? The other awesome thing that happened this week was when Amy from the local retailer, her shop is called Crafty Purple Frog, cool name. She told me about a craft fair that is happening quite local to here at the end of this month. So Craig and I had a discussion about whether we should maybe exhibit at that, which would be fun. Super fun, super fun. Vanessa was holding her breath and her face was going blue. Oh no! Please don't pass out. Yeah, so this craft fair is quite close to us. So we could go have a booth, do some make and takes, do some demos. And the last time we kind of struggled because it was all during the week and Piper's at school. But this time, yes, it's in half term, so Piper's actually not at school that week, which will be good. All right, this is a little inside bit from one of my frames. So I'm just playing here a little bit because I wanted to also show you guys these. So these are the other elements that come in that tag along set, and you get 2 straight banners and then you get 2 curvy banners, but they go together like this. Obviously you can use them separately, but they do fit perfectly together like this. Also in this set, which I shall go ahead and do, is a little reinforcer, I guess is what I would call it. I don't know whether it's got an actual professional name. It's so tiny though. So don't lose it. So this is it. It's like a little mini donut. And the idea is that you can put that onto the hole on your tag here to reinforce it. Or you can just make donuts for your confetti bundle, which is fun. Which is also fun. Should have put tennis balls in with the corgi. Stick back to back. Yeah, that's a good idea. Or beads and 1 loose tennis ball. Yeah. Ilana says, couldn't wait for the release to come out when I saw a YouTube video of me at Creativation with my cape. I love that cape. I need to bring it in here and just wear it generally. I literally put an alarm on my phone so I could pre-order the first day. Ah, I was about to do this, but then that's the microphone. That makes me so happy. Thank you guys. You're the best. All right, so this is my tag. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that it fits perfectly. This is just a piece of card that I've done here, but it fits perfect kind of in the middle of your card. So you can build a card like this with a panel on the front of it as well. So I want to add some twine to this little guy. What color shall we go for is the question. Should we go for some red so that it's matches his bowl a little bit? Let's see what we've got going on here. There we go. I think that is just so cool. Love it. All right, let's make something with this one. Let's see, we need a little stamp sentiment in here, I reckon. What are we gonna have? Let's put my corgis back before I lose them. I have already lost them. Corgis. Here we are. So Remy. Sorry, mi fa Latina. Starting to wish I'd added the tag to my order. I think yours is already gone, Ray. Otherwise, we could have put it on there. Have you had a shipping notification yet? I think maybe you have. If you ever place an order and you then want to add something on and it's not yet shipped, you just reach out and let me know. And what I do is I'll give you a free shipping code so you can do the second order, do a free shipping code so you don't have to pay for shipping twice, and then I combine them because you've paid for shipping on the first order and then send it. And this happened with Pam, who was watching last week. She on her second order she actually spent more, which meant that her order in total was over £100, which means you're eligible for free shipping. So I was like, hey Pam, you spent all this money, I give you now $10 or £10 back because $9.95, because you would have, if you done it all in one order, you would have got shipping for free. So there you go. We'll look after you. Right, what I want on this, I kind of want to use the party die, but for some reason I don't even know where mine is. There's one here I can use. So I'm thinking we use the party. Here it is. And we have confetti and we've got this little banner. And that would work lovely. I'm gonna check I don't have mine hiding over here. Sorry, superhero friend, crafty hugs. Oh, I do. I'll not open this one then. Party. All right, and I'm going to use some stitched squares, I think, to do some little squares on a card front. So I think I'm going to just do little ones like this, a little frame. Maybe as diamonds? That might be cute. Let's check it out. All right, I want these two to stay together. I'm going to use them a couple of times, so I don't want them to move. So I'm going to grab some washi off the tape. Oh, by the way, guys, I still haven't gone through the rest of my Creativation stash. Hey, Brina. And I did tell you that I would do it this week, and I don't think that's going to happen unless I get a chance to craft at the weekend. But everything's been all go for so long. I'd actually really like to have a weekend rather than working through it. So we'll have that to look forward to, I think. My son wants me to make Lesley's corgi tag with his name inside. A tag to wear to school. Amazing. Yes, and depending on how long his name is, you could use if it's a short name, you could use the stitched alphabet or dies, or the jet alphabet or stamps is actually really good for putting names on things. I love that. That would look really cool. Party! How did I not see that die? Yeah, it's always the way. You never really see things. All right, let's put this down here. We're good. We're good. I've got a little frame going on now. So, oh, I shouldn't have stuck it down just yet. I'm going to pop out that little one because I want to create a front panel for my card. In fact, are you a front panel? Or have you been cut down? You're good. Okay, we'll use you. So I want to create, I think I want some diamonds, but I want to make sure that I've got enough room. Yeah, I'm gonna change my mind again and go back to the frame first. I'm gonna go for yellow because I am feeling the good vibes tonight. So let's grab some Lello of some description. No, that's more orange. Mellow yellow. Do, 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 do. Mellow yellow. I need to cut out at least one Lello. All right, so I'll pop that little guy out. So I might go for squares, but I think diamonds are going to be much more whimsical for a card like this. And I've got sort of a color palette-ish happening over here. So, but I want these to stand out. I want my yellow, my pink even to stand out. I want squares. Thinking on my feet, thinking on my feet. So let's grab some of the sort of a light blue would be nice. Yep, let's do that. So most of this paper, in case you're wondering, is from Echo Park Paper. Back when I was an avid scrapbooker many moons ago, I love this paper because I actually really enjoy B-side paper, which is like tone on tone. I love B-side paper. So I like that far better than some of the busier papers that you can get. So I used a lot of tone on tone. And these are little 6x6 paper pads. I'm fairly certain they still do them. My pad, however, Like, I love them so much, I won't even throw them away, like the little scraps, even though it's kind of past its best. And this one actually, I think it met its doom with some water somehow, because it's all like water damaged up here. But still, I'm like, no, there's still some use in it. Crazy crafters and their hoarding, huh? All right, so what I'm thinking is that I have 3 kind of diamonds or something. Maybe they're going to be squares. Maybe squares would make more sense. Kind of want them to be whimsical. And then we could put some of the shaker bits inside it, you know? And we'd have the word party and maybe something like, it's time to party or something. Ooh, what if we did? What if we did them overlapping like this? That's kind of fun. Okay, so I've got 2 dots and 1 stripe. Or we just go for squares. Actually, this is the most visually appealing to me at the moment. Cool. All right, let's get a pencil. Otherwise, I'll be here all night long. So Remy says, I can't check my emails at the moment, but I'll make sure to add it on first in my next order. Brina says, Lesley, you'll have to check out my Instagram later this week. My girls use your stamps and almost exclusively to make their Valentines for school. Nice. I will love to do that. Okay, I'm going to hold these in place and draw some lines that will hopefully enable me to make some sort of an educated guess about where these need to go. They'll never turn out just right, but that's fine. Ooh, like Argyle, says Aunt Max. Yeah, baby. Was a bit like Argyle. Yeah, they'd be really cool. I like, and the stitching is pretty. Kind of looks really like Argyle, the stitching. So speaking of Valentine's Day, next Friday, Piper's school has a Valentine's disco, but I've told everybody I need to be back for 9. I don't think these are going to line up just right because I think I've been talking too much, not paying attention to where they are. It'll be fine. So I've told everybody I need to be back for 9 from a live stream, and I've also told them that the last time I was in charge of the tuck shop, and I spent the whole night like shouting, what would you like to drink? Blah, blah, blah. and my voice was just killing me. And then I had to come home and talk to you guys for like 3 hours. I said like it was a chore. Of course I wanted to be there. And yeah, so I told all the parents, people, the PTA people, I was like, this time, can I just walk around? You know, that would be great. Thank you. All right. Add some cute little windows. So there's a fraction difference there, but all in all, I think it's negligible, and I'm happy with how little the error is. That one too. It kind of goes steps up a little bit and then steps up a little bit more. It's fine. Yael says, I love how Lesley does one project then carries on with others. Most YouTubers finish and thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up. Appreciate it. Yeah, I just keep going. This is pretty much the only time I get to actually craft, so I keep going for as long as my little eyes can stay awake. All right, let's trim this down. So we've got a little panel at the back. So we're having a massive clear out on our house at the moment. Have you guys watched that Marie Kondo thing on Netflix where she essentially helps people get rid of a whole lot of clutter in their house? That's what I need to do. I need to do it in my craft room. And I think Justine Hovey has done some sort of YouTube video about how to KonMari your room, your craft space. And this craft space is actually not too bad because I cleared it out not long ago. And I promised you guys a craft room tour and then did not deliver. Sorry. I'm rubbish. Anyway, it is trying to inspire me to clear out some stuff. So yesterday we had a spare half an hour. So Piper and I went through a whole load of her toys, and especially cuddly toys. Cuddly toys are everywhere, and just so many of them. They end up on shelves. Carmaker says, I'm in love with Leslie's Come Craft With Me Super Dude card. Where is it? It's over here. So this one. Oh yeah, baby. I love it as well. I like it a lot. Good team effort, guys. Yeah, baby. All right, so I'm liking this so far. I'm so far liking that a lot. I definitely want some little shaky bits. I want party, and I would like to have one of these banners. Maybe something like It's Time to Party, but does anybody know if Lesley designed such a stamp? Let's have a look through my stash. No. No. Okay, so we've got programmed to party there, so we could have perhaps it's quite big program too. We might be able to fit it. No. Maybe Party Palooza. Let's have a look. We could have that terrific party and put a dinosaur on it. That could work. Put you at the front then. No. Oh my gourd. Could put a gourd on it. No, it doesn't really work for me. It's just not working for me. Dynamite. Have a dynamite party. No. have a mammoth party. Could work. Put a mammoth on it. Birds of a feather stick together. Thanks for no. Oh, it's time to. There we go. It's time to party. I knew I would have done it somewhere. Panielle says, "Hello everyone. I pre-ordered my Heffy new releases this week as a birthday treat. Happy birthday! Love that you chose my birthday as your release date." I know, I was so nice to do that, wasn't I? Giving you the perfect excuse to treat yourself, because you do deserve to treat yourself. For sure. All right, so for these little guys, what you can do is put your acrylic block right on top. Can you see me? Try to somewhat center it. Do you know what? I'm going to line this up with my mat so that this 90 line here is kind of in the middle. Both of these bottom edges are against the line there, and this overhang of this line is somewhat similar to the overhang on this line. Somewhat. Now, providing I can get my finger off it without ruining it, I'm going to pop this right down on top. It will move slightly, but it's not too bad. And then drop it down somewhat centered, like this. And then you need to get your head right in on top, lift the left, curve it down slightly. Lift the right and curve it down, even though I've just got my left and right wrong. A lot of these ones are so slightly curved that it won't actually really matter at all. Put it on top there. I think that's probably going to work for us. It's time to party. It's time to Yes, Thursday, what the heck? I always think that for everyone that goes, oh, this is a great surprise, and this works much better for me, there's someone that goes, no! I'm sorry. It's time to party. Boop, boop, boop. So that's going to be me tomorrow night, because I'm going to a party. Collecting things does get out of hand, and I think we're all guilty of it. Yes. So, like last year, when Heffy Doodle was on like its 3rd or 4th release, it was like, right, we need to sort out some storage situations here. And we have this dresser in our dining room. And we went through the dresser, and I swear it was like wedding presents that we had never used. Makes you feel super guilty because, like, how spoiled rotten are you that you have all these things that you just never even use? So, well, there was things like crystal cut glasses. Like, I don't know, I want to say whiskey glasses. They might have been whiskey, they might have been for gin. I don't drink. So, they were, I think the only time that they were used was one year when I made a thing at Christmas to put candy canes in. So I made like a cardboard wrap to go around it, and it said "Help yourself." And then, so I used that to put the candy canes in. So it never had liquid in it as it was intended. It's time to party. It's time to party. Sorry, I'm getting carried away here. All right, so this is going to go on to, let's put this away, it's a bit big. And we had a fondue set, once again, never used. We had champagne flutes. My friends Mark and Helen took them and have made use of them several times, so that's good. Just so many things that just never got used. And then Piper went through some of her toys. She was really good. She was going to all her in Marie Kondo. She says, you know, you take the thing and you go like, thank you for all the joy that you have brought me, but now it's time to let you go. Like, it's like an emotional thing, which is actually, I think, pretty clever, because I think a lot of people keep things because they have some sort of, like, it's too emotionally hard to let them go. That's what I think. And different people have got different, which one do I want? I guess different levels of ability to deal with letting things go. Yeah. Yelzel says, I need to try this technique of bending clear stamps. Oh, yes. Is good. All right, so here's a question for you guys. Do we have separate holies? Or just have one big holy and put lots of things in it so you can shake it up and down? Let me know what you want to see. What do you think? Separate, separate, separate. Well then, it's unanimous. All right. It's a bit foam tape heavy, this card, but so be it. Hopefully it will be beautiful. Oh, Lorraine, you're the odd one out tonight, love. We're really committed though. And because I have a little OCD, for no reason, I need to put one here. Beep, 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 beep. Right. So, the fun bit is assembling. And one of my most favorite ways of using my MISTI is actually for aligning. Never mind, says Lorraine. Put her in. So all week I have been fully intending to do Instagram lives and just get crafting. But I just don't have, like, the time just disappears. I just don't even understand it. Such good intentions. Does anybody know how to clone people? I need to do that. I got in big trouble yesterday. Piper's school had a pink and purple day. I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. So Piper did not go to school with pink or purple. And yeah, I got in trouble for that. It happens. Is that the same super sticky yellow tape? Yeah. I've got different thicknesses now. I got it at a place called, I want to say something like, it's like Tapes for You or Tapes You Love, something like that. Tapes for You, like for you. It's an online shop. Let's see. I think we put some confetti in there. Love the tiny stars, so cute. And then, oops, wrong one. We put some sequins in the other ones. I think that would work for us. Ooh, are they going to be too much? Let me see. So we've got these three colors on the outside. I think these are cute. Holy, holy, holy. Did I sing that song? Probably. I sing all the time. And I don't even realize I'm doing it. All right. Let's put some of these micro beads. No, let's not, because there's tiny little holes. They're gonna travel. All right. So my card, unfortunately, is a little bendy. But I think we can make it work. Yep, okay. I love silly songs with Lesley. It happens. All right, guys, what do you think? Not much movement in my middle section there, but it does look fun. Kind of look, oh, cupcake sprinkles. Oh, that's kind of what it looks like too, doesn't it? Cupcake sprinkles, what do I do my thing? It's time to party. It's time to party. Okay, I want yellow and I want bright pink. Go. So as always when I am using my word dies, I reach for my little stash of offcuts, and there's a beautiful pink just right here and a yellow right there. So obviously the gods of the stash knew exactly what I was gonna need. So seeing as this is screaming at me to stack this one up, let's do that. It's time to bye. So I'm looking forward to seeing my friend Sam tomorrow night. She got herself prego, so there'll be no drinking, I'm sure. Well, I'm sure maybe her friends will be, I don't know. But her little one is like Piper's best friend. Or her best school friend, I should say, because Piper also has another best friend that is outside of school, who we really need to see soon. All right. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. I'm going to put you in mute a second. Bless me twice. Okay, party. Let's push these out. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. I need to get my party planning hat on soon as well, because it's Piper's birthday coming up next month. In about 5 weeks. And I do this every year. I wait until the last minute and then I'm like, oh, we could have done this, but we don't have enough time. Oh, we could have done that, but we don't really have enough time. It's not really fair on the poor little chickie. Right. I've got myself 4 parties. I'm such a party dude. Sprinkles, perfect for a party, for sure. Do 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 do. Oh, hello. Come on up. Come on up, friend. All right, so I'm sticking these up one on top of the other. I think I might actually use my liquid glue for the next layer. Kind of stays wet a little bit longer, so I get a little bit more neutral wiggle room. I just need to put on little tiny dots. Too much in it out the side. Thank you for blessing me. You're very kind. All right, concentration mode. So I like to line up the middle letter first and then work my way left and right. And in this case, up to the T. And then it almost kind of looks like a piece of chipboard. Schools put too much pressure on families these days. I can't remember what that was in regards to. Oh, the pink and purple thing? Yeah, right. So I'm going to have a bit of a moan here. Alert. And of course, Piper's school is amazing. And the only reason I'm moaning is because I've been to Creativation. I've come home. I've had no rest. I've had a release. So I'm exhausted. But like on last Friday, there was a bookshop after school, and with all that was going on, Craig went to pick up Piper, and the moment he walked out the door, I was like, bookshop, but he didn't have his phone with him, so he didn't get my message. And then on Monday, they had some sort of Chinese New Year thing where they were supposed to wear red. Luckily, Piper's coat was red, and we were supposed to bring money. I didn't get the letter until today. I fished the letter out of her school bag, so we'll bring in money, of course, but I didn't get the letter, so that's why the money didn't go in on Monday. And and then yesterday was Pink and Purple Day. And on Tuesday, Piper decided to join choir, and on Tuesday at like 10 to 3. Oh, there's several layers here. I said, I was like, I don't think Piper's going to remember that it's choir today, because it was like the first week that she'd really gone. And I phoned the school to say, could you remind Piper that they go to choir? And they were like, oh, we've literally just messaged everybody to say choir's cancelled. And I'm like, oh, I didn't get a message. So they had some random number down for me. So I'm hoping, now that we've got my new number registered on their little text message thing, that I'm never going to miss another thing ever again, because if they text you, happy days. We did also have a little bit of drama at the weekend because we were away. So Piper had a sleepover on Friday night, which was great. And then on Saturday, we went up north to that craft fair thing. And then, oh, come on. And we were traveling, and it was a late night. And then the next day, we intended to be home much earlier than we were. So it was a late night again. And so homework didn't get done. And then the actual homework was like design a poster. So it wasn't a 5-minute thing. It was really labor intensive. So I just had to apologize. Like, I'm really sorry this hasn't got done. And I've only got one child. Can you imagine what it was like if you had like 3? All right, so I've stacked up. Let me bring it close so you can see a bit better. I've stacked up, I think it was it 4 Lelos? And then I cut it out with pink, and I put the pink on top, but I slightly offset it a little bit. So you get that sort of 3D effect of the shadow there, and I love it. I think it's so cute. So this is going to be here somewhere. It's time to party. And maybe this is going to go up top here. It's time to party. Maybe it's going to go here. It's time to party. Maybe right on top. I think regardless, you need some 1 mil foam. Got my little stash. I love stacking super element to cards. Yeah, I think so. Constant fundraisers at school too. They're even having a mattress fundraiser. A mattress fund. What the heck is a mattress fundraiser? Now, I'm part of the problem when it comes to fundraising because I'm part of the PTA, the Parent Teacher Association thing, where, well, kind of part of the problem, because we organize events for the kids. So essentially we want to have events for them so that they can have an enjoyable childhood, like for example the Halloween disco next week. So we ask for money for that so that we can pay for the DJ, and but also so that we can buy like drinks and juice and snacks and whatever else. And we do try and raise a little bit of money so that we can then spend it on things at the summer fair, so that we have another event, blah, 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 blah. It's time to party. Oh no, I've not gone that straight. There we go. But then the PTA is doing something, but then the school's doing something else. And it's all crazy. What are they doing putting the children to sleep? Aren't they supposed to be teaching them? Yeah, I know. I think that all the teachers are, like, they work really hard and that they're probably, like, underpaid. And let's face it, would you really want to be in a room with that many kids? I don't think I could. So they do a fantastic job that I don't want to do. So that's cool. They can do it. But yeah, not for me. Oh, I've missed a heart. Maybe he just needs to live down here for fun. I totally don't mind practical fundraisers, but mattresses? That is very random. So there we go. We've got a birthday card here. It's time to party. Like the offset, says Yells Yells. Woohoo! Nice. Okay. Next up, I want to use my... I want to use these guys. I think I'm going to use this one. Let me do a quick tidy up of some description. And I'm wondering, he'd be cute on there. The basket. All right, let's put some of these away. I used to teach in a nursery, says Lisa, but I give it all up because of Ofsted was more into the paperwork for the children than the children themselves, and it was more and more stressful. I hear that a lot. And I think that is a very common thing these days, is that Ofsted, they've ruined it. I know that the intention is that it's the best thing for the child or whatever. But yeah, it's very much so a lot of pressure. I'm going to cut two of these. I'm not sure if I'm going to put them back to back. I haven't decided yet. So you could also put the little corgi on the top of here. He'd look awesome with his little butt back to back. Or you could have a stamped sentiment on here also. So you can put this back to back like this. And please know that I spend ages trying to make sure that these dies are just symmetrical. So you better be putting them back to back at least once, like at least one of you somewhere in the world must better be putting them back to back. All right, we need to ink up these. Do you know what I'm going to do? I am going to use my blip bloops. And I am going to, oh, what have I done with them? They're in here. And I am going to stamp some cogs. That's what I am going to do. Now, let's get some, maybe I'm going to go for some, I'm liking the colour palette that we went with the last time, so I'm going to stick with it with a little CP inks. Love Catherine Puller. She's awesome. I was going to say she's my bestie. She probably wouldn't say that I'm her bestie though. But I'm cool with that. This ink will probably stain your stamps, but don't worry, it's no biggie. Or you can scrub them with a little, what's it called? Stamp cleaner? Ultra clean. You can do that. We spoil the teachers and staff with crafty treats. So you should. Every holiday, 15 treat bags with handmade cards and candies. That's lovely. That warms my heart. Well done, you. Where's the other one? Here it is. I did that like the first year, and when Piper was in nursery, didn't have a business to run. So I made like little, like a little, I guess you'd call it a gift bag, I guess, or something. But it had a little handmade, paper crafted lip balm holder. For each of them, and I think it was like a Starbucks gift card or something. The little one needs to be blue. Yael says, inspired me to make the most of all my dies. Yes. All right. Oh, that is so pretty. I love him. Oh, I love him so much. Isn't he pretty? I like him. These ones aren't staining so bad. I'm going to grab a gray. This is actually in my stash of Creativation stuff, which I haven't showed you yet. Some more of these. So there's a Twilight here. Not used it yet. Let's give it a go. Do I do the screw or the cog? I think I'm going to do, no, it's not even a cog at all. What's it called? A nut. I'm going to do a nut. Yeah. Loving it. Someone says, is that a heart? Yes, there's a heart in there. Zoom, zoom, zoom. You see it? Pretty. He's so pretty. So I think we want to make sure that we put we want a robot on here for sure. I think that little girl needs to happen. Pop you there, little lady. We could also put this guy on. I don't even know whether he's a girl or a guy. Craig says it looks like a girl because it looks like the top part is rather bosomful. You probably can't even see there. I think he was making it up. This one. Oh. Anyway, it's funny. I want to do one more stamp. And it's going to be the heart because I want to do Heart Full of Love, but I want a light pink ink. So let me see if there's a light pink somewhere in a mustache. Yeah, there's one here. Sorry, it was in a very rustly bag. It's a girl, it's called. And we're going to go for a light pink. Let me just test it. Pink is a kind of a funny color. A lot of the times the ink itself is not actually representative of the ink pad and what's stamped. So I always kind of err on the side of caution. Test it. Beautiful. I think he's so pretty. I've been staring at the edge of the water. All right. Are you ready? Oh, here we go. Aunt Max's Twilight is a great color. I can't wait to see the matching embossing powders. Oh, that's gonna be fun. I haven't actually played with any of her embossing powders. I understand that they were released at Creativation, but I'm afraid you just don't really get away from your own booth much at Creativation. Creativation. All right, so this is some DCP paper, so it's really bright white, and I love it for that. So I do. This one must have been stamped in some sort of hardcore ink, as it is caked on. Ooh. I home educated my kids, says Vanessa, so feel for teachers coping with red tape. Absolutely. I still don't think I could be able to do that. But like, focus, Piper. She's not the best at focusing. She gets so distracted. She's a little hyper. I mean, I don't know where she got that from. They say it's in the genes. Surely we have no clue where that would have come from. Oh, bing! All right, let's put you away. I've been staring at the edge of the wall. Can you tell I've been listening to Moana today? Moana. Right, let's get these little guys coloured in. I want to kind of stick to some of these palettes if I can, but I don't care that much, is the dealio. So this one up top looks lovely and luscious, but then it looks very green at the bottom. So it looks quite teal at the top. So, test it out. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good match for what we've got in here. Ooh, okay, beautiful. Let's do it. All right. There we go. There we go. Our youngest, super card, thank you, says Yelp. Awesome. Our youngest went to primary school, but no way wanted to go to secondary. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. Back to back, but only glued together at the top and 2 magnets at the bottom, so we can go either side of a page in your book. Bing, bing, bing. Awesome idea alert. That is most definitely a fantabulous idea. Love it. Love it a lot. And you can get that magnetic tape almost in like a dispenser, so it's really flat. That would work really well. You are so cute, little girl. This is more of a reddy pink. This is more of a pinky pink. Pale pink blend. I think we could probably work with that. It might actually just come in with a hot pink, as they call it. Ooh, my green wanted to bleed there. Red. A little Copic, you know. Don't be afraid to mix and match your products, guys. I think sometimes people get a little bit hung up on what they're supposed to do and brands of stuff. I one cares. I'm being harsh. You probably care. I'm telling you, it's okay to not care. Oh, I don't want that one though. So this is more of a warm grey, and my warm greys have ran off. I think they're probably in my Creativation bag. So cool grey will need to do the job for today. The card maker says, will Simon's stamp eventually carry the release? Yes. So the dealio is with our retail partners is that on the 1st, I put the new release, I reveal it in the Heffy Doodle store, and the world is told about it. So it's no longer a secret. And any retail partner that has a shop which handles pre-orders is more than welcome to put the new release in their store and tag it on as coming soon or taking pre-orders now, something like that. But they're not allowed to ship it until the 11th. And very often I will make sure that they don't have it until the 11th. So this week, for example, I was shipping out all the orders. So some will have it by then. So some, I know I shipped a couple the other day, like scrapbook.com, etc. And theirs will arrive tomorrow. Whether they have a chance to put it in the store by then or not, I'm not sure. Sometimes it kind of depends on what other things they've got going on. I didn't think that one was quite as contrasty as I wanted it to be. So augmenting it with a little Copics. Right. What other colour will I do him? Or her, whether it is a girl or a boy remains to be seen. This is the androgynous one. That SD card is so cute. Oh, thanks. This one, little SD card. The best arty time I did with my children was to draw random bodies and stick family photo heads in them when we used to have photos printed. Oh, back in the day. What's the name of the inks? Oh, pardon me. These ones here are Catherine Pooler inks, Catherine Pooler Designs. Premium dye ink, and this one is from the Party collection. So I think she, oh, pardon me. Oh, excuse me. I think she has different releases and names and things, and that's from the Party collection. All right, let's see what we can do here. So that's a little C5. And my C1 must be in my Creativation bag as well. I'm just going to have to scrub it a little with my C1. All right, I'm loving it so far. Oops, I'm gonna have a pink heart in here, maybe a darker one. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go for pink. Pink wheel. R32 and RV13. And then I'm going to blend that out with the dark one. It's a little squeaky, but it'll do. All right, I think this guy girl is cute too. Do you prefer to fussy cut or die cut your stamps? I prefer to die cut them. I was wondering why you were sticking to everything. I prefer to die cut them. I like the nice edge that happens. I prefer it more now than I used to, but that's because mostly the only time I get to craft is when you are watching me. And fussy cutting while talking and reading, and sometimes I even think about what I'm going to do next. and that it's just too much to concentrate on the fussy cutting. Fussy cutting for me is a silent activity normally. So I prefer to die cut. À mon avis, in my opinion. What about you guys? Do you prefer to die cut? I've only met like a very few amount of people who've gone, I love that. I mean, I love fussy cutting. I've only met a few people who have claimed to like fussy cutting more than a die cut. Squeaky pen or wheel? Oh no, this must have moved as it went through. Oh, well, probably won't matter. It was squeaking on the pen. I was leaning quite hard. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Okay, this has moved slightly, so it just means there's quite a big border on one side. I'm going to trim that down the old-fashioned way. And then I'll decide. I think I'll put it there because there's more white here, so I think we'll notice it less on this one. Lisa says, Lesley, do you still use your scan and cut? Lisa, I don't, but I will. Is the claim, she said. I really want to, I just don't have space to do it. So, you can't really see, but I've got it's just stacked in here, and my house even more so. My burr house. So that's why we were looking at sheds and things, to potentially have a larger area for me to craft in and work in. And then I can use this as a storage area. Wendy says I like to use my brother's scan and cut. Yeah. I would. I think I'd use my scan and cut if it was set up. I just don't have the space for it. So I had the same, I used to have my last silhouette, and the same thing kind of happened, that if it was up and it was sitting beside me, then it would definitely get used. But you need to get past that hurdle of taking it out, because I don't, like, at the moment, the only kind of project which would be worthwhile me taking it out, like, it would take 5 minutes to take it out, but it takes less than 5 minutes to fussy cut something. That's kind of what it is. And for the last couple of times where I have actually used it, I set it up on the floor, because that's the only area in my craft room where there is enough space for the carriage to go back and forth. Prefer die cut. I love the pressed pressure edges. I know what you mean. Lisa says I love die cutting, but I'm trying to save for a scan and cut. I still prefer the dies, because I like doing things like using the die to cut out foam and to cut out the self-adhesive things or felt. I know I do that quite a bit, and I yeah, you don't get that with the scanning. Scanner cuts are expensive. Yeah, they are. They're a couple £100. So yeah. Vanessa says, I rather die cut with my hands. My hands don't work that well. Yeah. Even people whose hands do work that well, like, you get tired. There's just, it's really hard to be consistent. I've been staring at the water. Where did this one go to? I don't think you belong there. I think you belong in there. I need to name them all. Piper usually enjoys that job. And I always think it's funny, because then I end up with things which are not quite right. They have like funny names on them, which is always hilarious. All right, so I am going to add this onto a card, I think. Stick it onto the front of a card so that somebody can use it. Because it fits perfectly on a card front. So you could also put it on the inside of a card. But I kind of like the way that you can raise it up like this. It's fun. All right, let's see what we've got. I think what we'll do is we'll create a inked background, and we'll use the Cogs and Code stencil on the background as well. So let's get inky. And I want to go for my inky pinky. And I think I'm going to go for some Distress Oxides. Oh no, I bet you they're in that bag. Pistachio, seedless preserve. Picked raspberry, yes, I want you. Spun sugar, yes, I want you too. Fabulous. Eden's here. Hey, Petal, she says. Hello, my love. Surprise, it's Thursday. Tomorrow I'll be like, oh, it's Saturday. Oh, fabulous. Wait, what do you mean it's not Saturday? So sad. All right, so we've got a little bit of spoon sugar on the go here. I think I want to pick raspberry. I think I actually would prefer a picked raspberry distress ink. Don't ask why, me no no. I think I just would. There we go. Darken up those edges a little bit. Blendy McBlenderson. To Vanessa's rare event. Wendy says, I alone use it when I'm cutting out many things at once. I try to plan ahead. Oh, totally makes sense if that is your if that's your crafting style. Absolutely. Me, as you probably guessed, is more of a wing it kind of style. So I never know what I'm going to make, even whenever I'm live on air with you guys. Whenever I'm like creating crafting things, ask for projects. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. Because then I have to plan them. I'm always a bit like, oh. I know what you mean, you want me to plan, but that sounds like it's going to take me some time. Can't I just wing it? Obviously, it's not quite so handy whenever you are live in a studio. Here I can be like, ooh, let's grab that thing from the cupboard. All right, so this is the Cogs and Code stencil. I don't know if you've seen it. I think this is probably one of my favorite stencils because it's a bit more on the old techie side of things. So there's cogs on one side. I call it Cogs and Code 2-in-1 stencil because I wanted to have some cogs on it so that it would work really well with the Bots of Love, but you didn't really need a whole stencil full of cogs because you can just flip it. You can flip it over, and so I was like, okay, well, we could just, you know, make this work another way. You could use your craft pennies on something else, and then I came up with the idea of having the code at the bottom. So this is binary code. And the binary code spells out I love you in binary. Which is just super fun. just going to flip this guy over and finish off what this guy looks like. All right, so we've got a selection of colored cogs there. And I'm just going to blend. I think what we'll do is we'll finish off this card and then head to bed because it's getting late, guys. Oh my gosh, it's 10 to midnight. Oh my word. And it is a school night. All right, cogs and code, here we go. I'm gonna stick this on here, and I'm gonna put these away because otherwise I'll lose them. I'm going to stamp the little SD card because I think it's super cute. I'm going to stamp that on the background randomly. What will it look like if I use picked raspberry? I think that will work. And then we can use the card full of love sentiment, because it's an SD card. Awesome sauce. Vanessa is off the computer, not feeling well. Oh, get back soon, honey. I'm gonna put this on here, and then where is my little sentiments on that stamp set? Let's have a look. So we could have a card full of love, which I think is the perfect one for this. Oops. Hopefully that's going to work for us. Let me see if I've got a wee scratch of long card up here. That'll do the trick. Ooh, I did not look at the stamps in that set. I just knew I'm going to get it, didn't realize it was a little SD card. Yeah. I think there's, Craig keeps telling me there's like a lot of things that I put into my stamps that people don't get until I get around to explaining them. Let's cut this out. Great having boy stuff to use, says Vanessa. Yes, I agree. You know, when I'm doing my release, I do try and think about making sure we have images for the boys, because I actually quite enjoy drawing some of the more masculine things. So this is going to go right here, right the way across. And I'm going to put some double-sided tape on it, but I'm going to go for a slightly thicker one. So that's where I need to end. I'll turn it over about there. And I'm going to put some tape relatively close to the edge of my bookmark. No nail left. Come on. All right. Vanessa says, mail cards I specialize in. Good for you. Some people find it really hard to make mail cards. I have not really struggled, but then sometimes I find it hard to make mail cards that aren't cutesy. All right, I reckon that is somewhat centered and somewhat even. I hope. And the idea is we should be able to find a little hole here. Put that right in there, like that. Yay! And we've got now a double-sided bookmark that is part of a card. Just like that. Aunt Max says, that means we always get hidden treasures in your stamp sets. Pretty much like Easter eggs, you know, like a game. When you go through and you find Easter eggs, that's kind of what it's like. And you have a Heffy stamp set. Let's get my photo mat up and lay these out so we can finish off the show, baby. So we made 3 items tonight. First of all, Mr. Floofbutt with this little guy from the O'Crum stamp set. And we have a front and a back. Then we had, it's time to party. It's time to party. Some bright, vibrant colors, and we've used the confetti from the tag along set and the banners from the tag along set as well. And then a card full of love using the Mark My Words and the Bots of Love stamp set. Woohoo! Which is your favorite? Oops, helps if it's in focus. Let us know what your favorite is. We'd love to know. I think I kind of like the foof bot. All right, my dear friends, let me find a mouse. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'm sorry to everybody who's joining in on a Friday and I wasn't there. But hopefully you can enjoy watching this playback. Please do leave us some comments as well if you're watching on a Friday. We love to hear from you. Aunt Max says, favorite is the bot. Yay! Thank you, says So Remy. Love them all, but I think the card for Love my favorite. And Albie Crafty says Doggy One is my favorite. That's the best thing, you see, because everybody has got different favorites. Thank you so much for joining me, and I shall see you next week after a school disco, if not beforehand. Bye guys, thanks for crafting with me. Bye. Don't forget blog hop on Monday.